the government was very afraid of these underground papers. They were, because they were feeding the counterculture, and especially when Nixon gets into office, recordings show him being like vocally threatened by what was going on with these underground papers. Yet it would have been very hard to take the editors to court and say this is anti-government activity promoting political subversion. The easiest way to shut these papers down was just to bust them for weed, just to like raid the office and just find someone with weed on them.
Right.
So, and that's what they did. And it was no one, they were paranoid about this. They were like, do you have weed on you? The government thinks that if we smoke enough weed, we're going to like overthrow the government. And they keep raiding our offices for weed. They thought the government was scared of weed, not the, I mean, I'm being reductive, but they thought the government must have been scared of all this weed because they were going so crazy, busting everyone for it.
Well, and how crazy is that? I mean, we've seen that throughout time, stop and frisk. But interestingly, Candid Kush, who we had on, Chris, said that that was their main way for busting camps at Burning Man the last couple of years.
Exactly.
Was if somebody had weed, it was like a free license to come in and see what else they had, or to get them out of there, hit them with a heavy
And you see
fine.
that in the 80s, people of color for sure, and which is why I kind of also I felt like this was important to show how laws can change, and in a way how kind of like arbitrary they are, and how weed occupied this heightened kind of outsized position just because it was politically convenient. You see how certain things become lightning rod issues. I feel like you saw it during COVID. Suddenly, face mask, whether you wear a face mask or not determines a political ideology. It's like,
Right.
dude, this is just a thing to like, it's a it's just a thing to cover your face, but yet it became such a potent symbol of your political ideology. That's the first thing that jumps to mind when I think about how weed was so politicized, and there was so much paranoia around it, and it was warranted. That was the craziest thing. They're like, Richard Aldrich said that they were surveilling their telephone lines on the Underground paper. He was the editor of the Marijuana Review, which was a member of the Underground Press Syndicate. And he found out that they were wiretapping him. So he just had someone read the entirety of Henry Miller's Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer out loud on the phone endlessly, just to drive them nuts.